Well, welcome to day 1496 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, sharing and documenting the journey originally as I transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. And now in 2020 and beyond, it's a little bit of both, the on and offline world and just business in general that I talk the most about and share and teach the most about. 2017 and 18, 19, a lot of online experiments and teaching and training and coaching, etc. And then in 2020, when 2020 hit, everybody in the world was impacted. It's one of those once in a lifetime, hopefully, and sometimes it doesn't happen in people's lifetimes at all, where almost the entire planet was impacted by the same root cause. COVID-19 was the root cause that caused huge ripples and changes. And I think that it will be decades before we really understand the implications and the real ramifications of some of the crap that went down with COVID-19. The impact on our children being in masks all day for 2 years. I think that's going to have a huge impact on them that we can't even quantify or figure out until we see down the road. I think the mental impact, the psychological impact, the ability to communicate, read, and understand other people, the loss of development for 2 years by not having the visual ability to see one another's faces. It's going to have huge ramifications. And some will be okay, some will be positive, but there's going to be a lot more negative ones that the powers that be, maybe they considered them and they did it on purpose, or maybe they didn't consider them because of the short-term vision of what it was that they were trying to achieve, which is, again, I'm not going to go there because I have strong beliefs and thoughts about that, and they don't align with my goals and my objectives and my view of the world, so I have a hard time talking about them and even tolerating some of the nonsense that goes on in the world. The whole evil and unethical bent that's going on in different areas and different aspects of the world. And don't get me wrong, evil and unethical behavior and criminal behavior and terror and abuse of other people and bullying, those things have all been around since the beginning of time. But to have them in the limelight and the forefront, and the lying and the manipulation, the propaganda that the media and social media companies are using, it breaks my heart to see that. And hopefully, like so many others, it's awakening people to their own personal power, their own freedom, their own ability to think and discern and choose for themselves, not be managed and manipulated by entities that frankly don't have our best interests at heart. They only have their own interests at heart. All right, enough of my diatribe on that. So I am of two minds. Be of two minds about something. Our topic for Supersize Your Business today, our idiom was to be of or to be in two minds about something. Means that you're undecided, or it's hard to decide, or hard to make a decision. So I shared some of the decision-making tools that I use, and we talk about in the Get Up and Go challenge we have for the last 2 years, and are incorporated into and talked about throughout this year's annual challenge. We'll use those as well. And then I talked about importance of leadership and being aligned and in sync, as well as being all in on our vision of where we're going, although we're really flexible about how we get there. And that being of more than one mind and seeing things from a different perspective is actually an advantage, not a disadvantage, when it comes to building and growing our business. Our topic for our annual challenge today, to be you, and we're doing one thing every day that improves us, was supposed to be the conscious mind, but I looked at my calendar wrong. That's the problem with having vision challenges. And I did NLP instead, neuro-linguistic programming. And all I did was share a basic overview of NLP, because I am not an NLP practitioner, certified, or anything. I do not consciously practice NLP as a thing or as a tool, but I do use bits and pieces of it in my life, as do most people. I mirror other people. I model other people. I look for people that have done what I want to do and learn from them so that I can avoid some of the mistakes that they make. That's the reason I share the things that I share online. That's the reason I come on and talk and document my journey, is so if I can help one person avoid the pitfalls and the dumb things that I've done, then I feel that that's a benefit to other people and to the world as a whole. We need to learn from one another. I remember thinking when I was younger, why isn't there a manual for our lives? Why isn't there like a book of instructions that comes with raising kids and being good human beings, and that we agree on and use to become the people we want to become? Well, it's because of good and evil, polar universe we live in, and all kinds of things. But there are things that can guide us, but they only guide us if we go out looking for them. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. When we're ready to learn and grow and see something, the tools and the resources that we need show up in our life. It's how I ran across the universal laws. I'm like, there's got to be something that's supposed to guide us as how we live. And it wasn't until after my sudden cardiac arrest that I actually, and I did a little bit of that before that event, but after that event, I really started looking into, well, what the heck? You know, how did this even happen to me? Because I was clueless. And what am I going to do about it so that I can be here after the 3-year mark and the 6-year mark, which are statistically when people that have a heart event like me check out finally and aren't here anymore. And here I am heading into this is year 12, so I'm heading into year 13 of surviving that event. So I'm pretty excited about that. Actually, year 12, and then year 13 will be off to actually get a new ICD, but I can't say I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fine. It wasn't bad the last time. It just got me to check out for, you know, several months while I did cardiac rehab and everything. Hopefully I don't have to do cardiac rehab this time. I do my own things. All right, so anyway, I talked about NLP, even though it wasn't today's, and I used this little filter with 2 heads bouncing on my hands, arms coming out of my head with little baby heads being bounced. So that was kind of appropriate for the idiom to be of 2 minds, but it's very distracting to me, so I can't imagine watching it. I'll go back and watch it as I process videos later today and say, oh my gosh, why did I use that? And probably never use that filter again, right? There are, I don't even know how many filters there are now, but there's lots of filters that you can use to do videos, which I think makes doing videos more fun, but it also allows a lot of fake presentation of things. And so I use them sparingly, or I try to use them sparingly, so that, you know, hey, when you see me and meet me in the real world and not digitally, I'm the exact same person. So I'm hoping that comes across, and I want to make sure that it does. And so when I use filters, I think I used the big eye filter this week too. So because I can't remember what it was. It's something about seeing. Seeing is believing or something. So sometimes it's fun to use those and mix it up. All right. That's all I've got today. I think I'm hanging out with my granddaughter today and doing some time with her while her parents help my son-in-law's sister. So that'd be my daughter-in-law, my daughter's sister-in-law. But working on some other things too. I've got a couple of projects that I put off that are fun little passion projects for me. And I am committing to myself, Scott Lucas, one of my longtime friends and connections on social media, and a ClickFunnels associate from a long time ago, mentioned that he's having more fun this year. I think, or maybe it was Ray or Jason, I don't know. Well, one of my super connections mentioned that, and I agree that I'm going to have more fun this year too. I think it was Ray Green. Never mind. Anyway, that's what happens when we know thousands and thousands of people. We forget who told us what. And that's what happens when we're learning and growing and becoming ourselves. We adopt what works for us, and we let go of all the rest. And that's how we live the life that we want to live. All right. If I can help you in any way, I like to say this at the end of these videos because it's my way of giving back and helping. If you're stuck on something in your business or your life and you feel like you don't know what to do, you've thought about it, you've lost sleep over it, you're looking for an answer and you don't know what to do, and you don't want to ask anyone in your family or close associates because you don't want them to know that you're vacillating about this or indecisive about it, hit me up in the messages or the comments below. Message me, Voxer me, and I guarantee that within 5 minutes we can get you moving forward in that area or aspect of your life, or whatever it is that's slowing you down or stopping. There isn't anything that we can't figure out what to do next in 5 minutes or less. And I love to do that with people. It's fun, it's rewarding to me, it's easy. I can find 5 minutes in any day, no matter how busy I am. Even if I'm at an event, you know, 1,000 miles away or 1,500 miles away, and the day is booked, you know, like a Tony Robbins event from 9 a.m. to 9 or 10 or 11 p.m., I can still find 5 minutes in that day in a bathroom break to give you a shout back. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.